Okay.
All right. Okay. Hello. Welcome to today's webinar. So today with me, we have Ms. Pawan from Roches, and she's going to discuss and explain to you about studying in Switzerland. A bit of introduction. My name is Maha, and I work with Maybex Global. We are an education consultation company, and we assist students with applications and advice to universities outside of the UK. So I'll let Ms. Pawan take over and share her presentation slides, and then we'll have some questions at the end. Thanks.
Thank you, Maha. Hi, everyone. A very good afternoon. My name is Pawan, as Maha has introduced, and I'm the Regional Admissions Manager for Les Roches, and I'm based out in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. My main responsibility is to get students, to study in Lyon and Les Roches, and we have campuses in Switzerland and several other countries. So my presentation today would cover a little bit about our school, our undergraduate programs, as well as a few videos, and also the possibility of careers in hospitality. Yeah, so a lot of people relate hospitality to just hotels. So, hopefully this presentation will, open your mind a little bit more to the possibilities of careers within hospitality. So let me just start by sharing my screen. Yep, So I would first like to show you a video just to let you know what Les Roches is about, what our spirit is about, and you can hear a bit about our employers and our students, what they have to say about Les Roches.
We want those students to be part of our success.
The quality of education and the training in the soft skills in Les Roches, it's pretty impressive.
I absolutely adore the students. They just stand out amongst the crowd.
Entrepreneurial spirit,
humility,
thinking outside of the box, problem solving. They are our future leaders. We need unique people to fill in the roles.
We need the best of the best.
Yes, so at Les Roches, our ambition is to really cultivate future leaders in hospitality and entrepreneurship so that they can contribute, and shape a more sustainable business and a more sustainable world in the future, right? And for Les Roches, we are actually on the QS World Ranking. We are top 3 in the world for hospitality and leisure management. And we have consistently been top 5 in the world for the area of hospitality and leisure management. And when you look into employability, which is employer reputation, Les Roches has also been top 5 in the world for employer reputation. This year, in 2020, we are number 3. So what it means for students is that, you do get a very solid bachelor's degree from Les Roches when you complete with us. So a little bit about our family. Basically, we are under a group called Sommet Education. And Sommet Education is owned by a French investing company, and the company also owns majority shareholding rights to Echo Hotels. So we have 3 schools with us under our umbrella. So Les Roches and Lyon is our hospitality schools, and we also have a culinary school in Paris called École du Casse. We also have multiple campuses across the world. For Les Roches, we have campuses in Switzerland, Spain, Marbella, and Shanghai, China. For Glion, we actually have campuses in London and London and Switzerland. So we actually encourage students to do study abroad in their 3rd and 4th semester just to experience a different country, experience a different culture. So that's totally possible. If students want to spend some time in Switzerland and then go to Marbella, Spain for a semester, or China for another semester, they can do that. This is just a little bit about our institutions. So Les Roches, in total, on 3 campuses, we have about 2,700 students. And in Crans-Montana, Switzerland, we have close to 1,200 students. At any point of time, about 300 students are out on internship. So our program comes with a one-year internship divided to 2 semesters. And we have about 900 students on campus. So it is very vibrant, and it's filled with young people. We are also very diverse in the terms of our student nationalities. So we have close to 100 nationalities, actually 99, but it has since increased to 100 plus, in recent years. So what it means for students is that they will actually get to learn a lot more about culture from other countries, because in a classroom, you would normally have at least 20 different 20 friends from different countries. Yeah, so you will actually learn from your friends, all about the culture of their country, learn about how things are done in their country, and this adds to your knowledge, right? And this is really important because the world these days is becoming very globalized. We have a very personalized learning experience for our students. So the ratio for student to faculty, right, is 15:1, right? So for example, in your first semester, students would normally be in a class of no more than 15 to 17 students, right? So students do get a very personalized training with us, learning with us. Now, a very important point for hospitality graduates is the networking. And because our students come from so many diverse countries, the alumni links that we have for students who have already graduated is really vast. Yeah, and this will this vast group of network will be accessible to all of our alumni and all of our graduates from Les Roches, and this will then help them in their careers, because you never know where your hospitality career will take you. We have about 13,000 alumni worldwide, and this is where some of them are. This video is quite interesting because it talks a little bit about where they are and what kind of roles they are in currently. So have a look.
Today, I'm the president of the Les Roches. Today, I'm the president of the Les Roches Alumni Association.
I have my own boutique hospitality consultancy company.
I'm the co-founder of Grupo Trigo in Brazil.
I have my own consultancy business of food design and food styling called Food Design Studio.
I'm Rada Arora, president of Rose Hotel Group.
I am currently regional vice president and general manager at Four Seasons Hotel in Beirut.
Les Roches contribute a lot for what we achieved so far because it brought the respect for operation.
The strength of Les Roches is really the network that you bring and have with you for the rest of your life.
Les Roches brings you down to earth. It really prepares you well to realize that despite the fact that you're going to graduate from what is recognized as one of the best hotel schools in the world, you still have to start from zero.
Les Roches gave me the foundation on understanding hospitality in various different departments.
Les Roches is the best platform to offer students to learn the craft of hotellery.
There's so many different passions that I've played with, and that is why I think Les Roches became something that laid this foundation.
The reason I'm choosing Les Roches to study is because I want to learn from the top school and gain international experience.
Let us be part of your story because you are part of ours.
The further you keep your goal, the higher you can reach, and nothing is impossible.
Right, so if you would have been able to see the video, you would be quite interested to know that 30% of our alumni actually ends up being entrepreneurs, right? And this is due to the fact that our program is actually at the most basic a business program, yeah, with focus in hospitality. So a lot of students, when they get to us, they get to network with so many people from, so many students from different countries, and they get to bounce ideas off each other. Yeah, and it is not uncommon to have our students go into business together once they graduate, right? So 30% of students who come to us are graduate and they become entrepreneurs. Yeah, so not just within the hospitality industry, but also within different industries as well. My next few slides will focus a little bit about careers in hospitality. So in a traditional sense, hospitality, when we talk about it, students will always relate it to hotels, restaurants, tourism, travel. Yeah, but the industry is changing a little bit now. You know, it has been evolving for the past few years. And we now call it the hospitality experience economy or the experience industry. Yeah, because at the end of the day, hospitality for a lot of people is the experience. Yeah, whether it's the experience of you know, staying in a good hotel, or the experience of having a great meal, or the experience of, you know, buying a really expensive car, right? So it's the experience that keep people coming back to buy or to purchase what they do, right? And this experience economy in hospitality covers a lot of different areas, yeah, such as events, conferences, exhibitions, theme parks, airlines. So if you think about airlines, from the moment you step into the airport, yeah, imagine if you are on a first class, you know, obviously the service that you get would need to match, yeah, the experience that is expected, right, for a first class seat, right? But even for economy class, the experience is also very important. You know, people will pay a bit more for a better experience when it comes to flights. Yeah, so we have had quite a lot of alumni go into the airline industry, because at the end of the day, it is a service-based industry where, you know, where experience is really important. Right? Finance and investment is an interesting one, because it never used to be so popular with hospitality, but more and more hotels and hospitality related companies these days, they need people who are focused in finance, and especially in hotel finance or revenue management. Yeah, how to ensure that you know, the cost of running your business is minimized and your revenue is maximized. Yeah, so real estate is another area which a lot of our students go into, right? Spa and health wellness, yeah, this is part of the hospitality industry. It could be within a resort, or it could be a standalone spa experience or health experience. Marketing, right? So things like digital marketing is more and more important these days in the hospitality industry, right? And the back-end marketing function of a hotel is considered one of the core, you know, core support department, because without marketing, people would probably forget about a hotel, or people would not know about it. So the business function within hospitality marketing is quite important, just as is finance and investment. Real estate, I've spoken about that already. Management consulting, yeah, quite a few of our students come out to go into management consulting within a hospitality group. Yeah, so that is another another area which you can explore. Sports, yeah. So sports can be big sports events like the Olympics or the UEFA, right? The World Cup and things like that. These are huge sports events that needs people in hospitality to run, you know, the event. Yeah, everything from taking care of your athletes to providing the type of food they want, to making sure that they bought their flights on time, to making sure that you know, the transportation system is all in place for the sportsmen and sportswomen. So it's all an integrated part of hospitality, yeah, and it also ties back to events management. Luxury retail is a fairly new segment within the hospitality industry. More and more people these days, you know, they look into buying more quality products, yeah, and they would pay for the pre and post service of a luxury product as well. Yeah, so we are talking about luxury cars, luxury handbags, luxury watches, luxury hotels, yeah, luxury holidays, yeah. So these are the things which people look for these days, and there is a whole segment of the luxury retail that that you can explore as well. Cruises, yeah. So luxury cruises is also part of the hospitality experience. So these are just a few of industries which our students can consider, right? So really the experience industry offers evolving dynamic choices in careers, right? And what we have now will be different, you know, in 5 to 10 years time. So it will evolve, yeah. And the next two slides talk a little bit about like the roles or the areas in which you know, students can go into in hospitality. So these are the more traditional ones, like hotels, clubs, casinos, resorts. Travel and tourism, yeah, you could work for a travel company, or you could own your own niche travel company. Many young people these days, they travel for ecotourism, they travel for volunteerism. So these are some segments which are really niche and really catered to the younger trend. So we see that, you know, the younger travelers these days, besides wanting to go for holidays, they would also want to contribute back to the community which they are visiting. So for instance, we would have younger people, or even, you know, more mature people going to places like Nepal, you know, to enjoy the mountains and the scenery, and at the same time volunteer to build a school, right? So these are just some different sort of tourism that is available, or that is up and coming, basically. Culinary, yeah, obviously there is a whole, there are a lot of different roles within the culinary industry which you can explore as well, yeah. So luxury retail, some of the roles that our students have ended up in are luxury service marketing, customer experience managers, brand managers. International finance would be things like revenue director, yeah, to take care of hotel revenue, audit managers, purchasing managers, and for sports, head of travel, sponsorship acquisition, media relations management. For events, yeah, it could be smaller events, bigger events, you know, head of events within a events company, or a wedding planner, you know, students would have their own company for our alumni. Consumer technology is an interesting one, because Airbnb is a hospitality related consumer tech platform, right, which deals with rooms but do not own a single room. Right, so that was an interesting concept, and technology made that possible for them. Other companies like Booking.com, Agoda.com are those which we are more familiar with here in Malaysia. So within consumer tech, things like business development managers, app developer, marketing associates, you know, these are the roles which a lot of our students could fit into. And finally, entertainment industry, things like artist manager, you know, managing an artist, arena manager, you know, social media manager. These are just some roles which our students can consider. So really the opportunity is there, and I would always say that as long as it's a business which needs people, right, our students will be able to fit in. Yeah, need people to take care of people, basically take care of, you know, customers. Yeah, customer facing service related industry, right? Our students can fit in all the way. And I would now move on to a bit, talk a bit about the academic programs that we have at Les Roches. My presentation will focus more on the undergraduate program, but we also have a suite of postgraduate programs, which is master's programs, which our students can look into, like the MBA and the digital marketing masters. So for our undergraduate program, we are highly specialized, so we only have one undergraduate program, and it's called a Bachelor of Business Administration, BBA, in Global Hospitality Management. It's a 3.5-year program, which encompasses two semesters of internship, yeah, in semester 2 and semester 5, right? And it will take 3.5 years for a student to complete. And we are able to consider students coming in from SPM or from a foundation or from A-levels. Yeah, so if you are not sure if your qualification meets our entry requirement, please do get in touch with us. We normally would have 2 intakes a year, which is in February and September. But for this year, we are moving our September intake to October to just to give our students a bit more time to get to us. We encourage an exchange semester, 2 exchange semesters for students. Our students would have the option to go to Marbella, which is in Spain, Shanghai, or London with our sister institute, Glion. Right? So if you are keen to do this, you can. We are very career focused from day one, right? We have a combination of academic learning, practical arts, global internship, yeah. And to support all of this, we also have our careers team that will prepare students for their internship and their careers when they finish their bachelor's degree. So our aim is to really create very career-ready graduates, you know, after these 3.5 years. A little bit about the semesters. I'll move on this quite quickly. Our first semester is called the Practical Arts semester, where students are on their feet all the time. So as the word Practical Arts you know, says, it is a highly practical semester, and it will run for 20 weeks, and students will will rotate their subjects, their modules. They will normally do quite a few modules. Innovation, entrepreneurship, communication, farm to table, guest relations, hotel operations, skills and techniques in F&B and restaurant lab. So they will be in the kitchen, they will be in our mock hotel rooms, they will be studying at the front desk, yeah, learning about how hospitality systems, IT systems work. And the final module, which is restaurant lab, we will group students into teams, and they will be given a restaurant within our cafeteria to run for 2 weeks. So they will actually come up with a restaurant concept. They will decide on what kind of food they want to serve, how they would like to, what kind of concept, how they would like to set the tables, you know, how they would like to design their food, where they're going to source their raw materials from. Yeah, so we basically give them 2 weeks to run a restaurant, yeah, and they will serve actual customers, which is students who are on campus, yeah, who need to eat their lunch and dinner, right? So this is a lot of students find this very exciting, yeah, because they get to really test out their skills. And this is also where our students will, this semester especially, is also where our students will cultivate a lot of soft skills, yeah, because you would need to communicate a lot with people. You need to, you know, learn how to negotiate. You need to learn how to be a leader, yeah, in some cases, right? So it also provides a lot of soft skills training in that sense, okay? Soon after your first semester, you would move on to your internship, right? And we will have our careers team available talking to you from your second week onwards with regards to what kind of internship you think you would like to apply for, yeah? And we do have a portal available to apply, right? And I'll show you a video of our one of our students who did his internship in Paris, I believe.
Welcome to the Hotel Schweizerhof, an iconic 4-star superior hotel right in the center of the city of Zurich. My name is Alia, I'm 22 and I'm doing my internship here at the hotel's fine dining restaurant La Soupière. Incredible, huh? You can't ensure that your guests receive an exquisite service up to the standards of a fine dining restaurant without a chef de rang. My job is to make everything perfect for our guests, as perfect as this dessert. This is the part I enjoy the most. It implies focus and a touch of creativity. It's like my own Zen moment in this fast-paced environment. Incredible, huh? Being located in one of the world's most exclusive shopping avenues. In between shifts, it's my turn to enjoy what Zurich has to offer. Thanks to this internship, I have not only learned about implementing standards, but I've also applied all the things I've learned at Le Roche. This experience will greatly impact my future. Incredible, huh?
Right, so after the internship in semester 2, students would come back on campus and they would then start with their academic courses. A lot of our academic courses are also highly practical, so the assessment is quite blended. You would have exams, assignments, projects, group work, presentation, yeah, so it's really practical as well. So students will study things like sustainability, financial accounting, diversity in global workplace, marketing, communication, and data analytics and visualization. So if you look at the subjects that we offer, a lot of it are quite business-based, yeah, because at the end of the day, a hotel or hospitality business is still a business, yeah. Students would need to know the basics of business in order to successfully run their own hotels or to be successful in the hotel and hospitality industry. This kind of business subjects is also really transferable to other industries as well. Yeah, hence our students are quite flexible when it comes to careers later on. Semester 4 is where students will study a blend of hospitality and business as well. So they'll do things like food and beverage management, hospitality managerial accounting, leading teams, digital marketing and sales, room inventory, control management, hospitality facilities management, and economics. Right? And in semester 5, this is their second internship, yeah, and it is also for 6 months. This is what we call a professional internship, right? So after going through the first internship and, you know, going through the third and fourth semester, students would more or less know what kind of roles they would like to apply for their professional internship. So it could be the case where, oh, you know, they're really fascinated or they're really interested in finance. Then they will take up a role within the finance division of a hotel or hospitality group, right? Or sometimes students come to us and say that, oh, you know, I'm really interested in the restaurant industry. So they would apply for roles within restaurants as assistant managers and things like that, right? So it will be a higher level internship, and all of our internships are monitored as well, right? Because we need to make sure that the experience the student gain and the experience the employer gain are beneficial to both parties. Yeah, so we do monitor the progress of our students and our employers as well, right? So I will now show you a video on one of our students who have done her professional internship in a luxury watchmaker.
Welcome to Ibis Headquarters and Manufacturing. I'm Suana Su, 22 years old, and right now doing my internship at one of Switzerland's most prestigious luxury watchmakers. Incredible, huh? As a travel retail representative, what I do here is essential for the growth of the company within the Chinese market. My days are literally ruled by the clock, hosting VIP visits, planning marketing campaigns, and developing business strategies. Days go so fast and I never have enough. I feel empowered to make a positive impact in the company, and I love it. Incredible, huh? At night, I like to relax and reflect on my day while enjoying my time off. This internship has reinforced my will to work in the luxury industry and has helped me to improve my management skills and make amazing connections. I really don't know what the future awaits, but I have no worries or doubts. I'm ready to live a dream life. Incredible, huh?
Right. So after the professional internship, students would come back for their final 2 semesters, right? And the final 2 semesters is a little bit more strategy. Yeah. So they study a little bit more about business hospitality strategy. So they'll do things like financial management, talent management, models for problem-solving decision-making, customer relationship management, revenue pricing management, yeah, and also data analytics for business optimization, right? So these are very, very relevant strategy level subjects that can also be used across different industries as well. In the final semester, students would do some core papers, which are innovation in hospitality, project ethics and legal considerations, hospitality forecasting modeling, and digital marketing and content creation. On top of that, students would also have the chance to specialize in different areas of hospitality management. So the 3 specializations that we have are entrepreneurship, digital marketing strategies, as well as financial performance management. So students will have the option to choose which specialization they would like to do, and they would do subjects which are related to that particular specialization. We also have students who decide to just do a general management BBA. So they can pick and choose then from the different modules offered within the specialization. So it's fairly flexible, and it depends on what our students want to do and want to gain, the knowledge that they want to gain at the end of the day. Right, so that concludes my presentation on the bachelor's degrees course structure. I want to talk a little bit about the careers and internship division that we have within Les Roches, right? These are just some of the support that all of our students will get from the careers department, right? And from day one, we would already start talking with students, you know, to understand where they are coming from, to understand their aspirations, and then to guide them through the whole process. So obviously we will have a lot of workshops, yeah, a lot of input in terms of CV writing, LinkedIn profile setup, a lot of focused career counseling where it will be one-on-one, right, to be more effective. Global internship support, job placements, Skype and online interview techniques, yeah, and more importantly, also career days. So we have 2 career days on campus every year, and each career day we see about 200 companies on campus, right? So the opportunity to network with companies is really very good at Les Roches, because companies do come to us seeking our graduates and seeking our students who are ready for internship, because they know the quality of our students and the readiness of our students to start their internship or their careers, right? And this is all tied back to an online platform. So we have an online platform for all of our employers and our students to connect. Yeah, so our students can put up their CVs, our employers can look at them, our students can apply for jobs via this online portal, and the whole entire process, yeah, will be via this online platform. You can do your internship anywhere in the world as long as your visa permits. So not just in Europe or Switzerland. 30% of our students end up in Asia Pacific, 50% in Europe, and the rest in Middle East, Africa, and Americas. These are just some of the companies that we work with, right? Our exclusive partners, yeah, as you can see, some of them are hotels, some of them are actually not. They're like Booking.com, IT related, Qatar, which is airlines, Apple, which is IT related, Bloomberg, which is finance related, right? And obviously we also have, you know, a lot of connection with the big hotel chains worldwide as well. So you will be very well supported in terms of your careers when it comes to looking for a job after graduation. And if our students do it right, they would normally graduate with a job. 98% of our students graduates with jobs within, you know, a few months of their graduation. So this is something which you don't need to worry too much about. There will be opportunities within the industry or even outside the industry. A little bit about student life, right? So we are a campus-based institution. So you will be on campus. You will have all your accommodation on campus, and we guarantee accommodation for our students up to 2.5 years. But if you want to stay with us after your 2.5 years, you can, and you'll be provided your meals on campus as well. In Switzerland, it's a very active lifestyle, right? A lot of people, they love skiing, they love trekking, they love walking, you know, so they are very, very active people. So our students are also all very active. And we also focus a lot on personal development on campus. You know, we have an open door policy where students can just come and talk to us if they have any issues. And we have counselors on campus to help them grow as well as individuals. Yeah, and networking, you know, that is a big part of living on campus as well, because you get to know a lot more about your classmates and your friends. So this next video shows you a little bit about, you know, what you can do on campus. My final slide, or rather my final video, is on our summer program. So we do run a summer program every July of every year, but unfortunately this year we have decided to not hold it. But if you are still in high school and you are not sure if you would like to consider Switzerland as a study destination or consider hospitality as for your BBA program, you can actually come for our summer program next year in July. This summer program is really highly practical. We bring students, you know, to different cities to visit different companies. You know, we bring them on campus to experience what hospitality education is all about. Yeah, so my final video is to show you a little bit about our summer program.
I chose the summer program because I wanted to experience the hospitality for my future.
So we have been looking around Transmontana. We have visited a few luxury hotels, and they brought us around looking behind the scenes of how they operate in kitchen and in restaurants.
I've never experienced anything like this, where there's so many different people at the same place from a different country. This is a very good way to see if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
We always have activities from morning till night around 10 p.m. and it's very eventful.
It's
a good experience to meet more people, meet people around the world, experience behind the scenes of different industry and different jobs. So it's all about trying and challenge yourself to this La Roche summer program. It's really fun and you'll like it.
Right, so that brings us to the end of my presentation. So I thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions at all for La Roche or for myself, you can get in contact with us from the email that you see below, right? And I think I can now stop sharing my screen and try to answer some questions which okay.
So we have about 4 questions right now. Do you want to go through them one by one?
Yes, let me see. Right, thanks, Maha. So will it be difficult to get an internship now, given many hotels closed down and laying off staff at the moment? At the moment, it is pretty challenging, right? But for our students coming to us this year, they would probably go for their internship next year. They will be well placed because our careers department is a really strong department, and we have been building our employer relations for many years. So they will be definitely first in queue, yeah, for internships, right? So in terms of competing with others, they would have already that advantage. And then we also work with quite a lot of different industries, so not just hotels, right? So we would talk to our students and see at the end of the day what they would actually prefer to do, right? If they don't mind being in another part of a service industry, that could be good exposure for them as well. Having said that, because a lot of hotels who are still running, they may be working on skeletal staff, right? When our students are ready for internship, so it may be they would want to have more interns around to help out with the day-to-day job of the hotels, right? So definitely there will be opportunities, but yes, it will be slightly difficult at this point of time, but we are confident that it will improve for our students in time to come, right? Is there Malaysian students staying back in Switzerland for work after they complete their degree? Okay, so the thing about Switzerland is that even before students start, they would have got to sign a piece of paper with as part of their application process to say that they will leave Switzerland when they complete their degree. All right, but having said that, if they do get a opportunity to work in Switzerland, they will be under a different visa altogether. So it will be up to the employer whether they would want to absorb our alumni or not. A lot of our students end up sometimes in Europe, right? And a lot of our students also come back to Asia or to Malaysia, right? But the beauty about hospitality is if you attach yourself to a big hospitality player, right, a big hotel chain and things like that, there will be opportunities to move around every 2 years or so, especially if you're good and once you have gained experience. Okay, so what we see is a lot of students, they might end up coming back to Malaysia, or they might end up in, I don't know, Thailand or Japan or Indonesia. But after a few years, after they have been able to prove themselves, get a bit of experience, they will then be given opportunity to, go to Europe to work for 2 years or 4 years or, for a period of time. And then, if they want to seek a fresh country, they can, right? So that is the beauty of hospitality, yeah. And hotels are always looking for talent, right? Not everyone can work in the hospitality industry because it takes, a special type of people that needs to be interested in people, in making people happy, right? How many intakes for La Roche in a year? We have 2 intakes, right, a year. So it normally in a normal year, it will be in February and September. For this year, we have had our February intake. Our September intake has been pushed back to October. And then our February intake for next year will be in March, right? So we will have 2 intakes a year, yeah, generally. Can students have part-time job during holidays? In Switzerland, no, this is not possible, not within the visa, not within the visa requirement. But a lot of our students already are on their internships, right? So they spend a year on internship, and that is where they get exposure, yeah, in terms of work. Yeah, so we do not encourage students to work part-time to sustain themselves, yeah, because it is really stressful for the student, and is also not an ideal situation, yeah. So they will gain all the industry work experience via their internships. How much do you usually get paid during the internship? Okay, so this depends on where you do your internship, right? So remember I said you can do your internship anywhere in the world, right? So it depends which country. If you end up working in Switzerland, there is actually a minimum wage of about 2,200 Swiss franc. Okay, so that will be enough for you to cover your accommodation and your food every month, right? So that's the minimum wage in Switzerland. So no matter what jobs people have, right, the minimum wage is 2,200. Okay, if you come back to Asia, yeah, or if you end up in Middle East and things like that, the pay will be lower, right? Depending on the employer, sometimes it's about 300-400 USD, right? But most of the time, employers will provide accommodation and food, right? So it really depends how you negotiate your contract, your internship contract later on, and our careers team will help you with that as well. And keep in mind, a lot of the employers that we work with are very familiar with our students and how we work. So if they have been providing our interns, our previous interns, with accommodation and food already, they will continue to do so, right? So I hope that answers your question. Is it possible to stay back in Switzerland to work? Technically, no, right? Because you would need to, you would have already signed a declaration that you will leave Switzerland after you have completed your studies. Okay, but having said that, we do have students who have ended up in Europe, right? And on very rare occasion, they come back to Switzerland because, you know, the employers were so impressed by them, right? So it is possible, but it's rare, yeah. And this, I think, comes down to Switzerland being a small country, right? So a lot of work is more focused for the locals, right? So that's hopefully that clarifies a little bit about my answer.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Pawan, for your informative presentation and the videos. It's good to hear, you know, some of the students that were in the videos. So I think we will end the session here. And let's see if we have any other. Yeah, so those are all the questions. I think we've answered all of them. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Maha. Thanks for arranging this, and thank you everyone for attending. Please do get in touch with us if you have more questions at all. Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.